Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. If you are new here, please do hit that like and subscribe button. I am an ultramarathon runner, currently 12 days out from running Mozart 100. Which is 120k with 6,000 meters of climbing in Austria. And I don't feel ready, basically. I don't even feel like I'm racing, which is weird, really weird. But that's okay, because when I have felt ready, things haven't always gone to plan. So I am using this as a bonus of like, let's see what happens when training blocks don't go to plan. Maybe this is all I need, is like training blocks to not go to plan, and then we'll be like, yes, we've got this. So what the race actually is obviously 120k, 6,000 meters of climbing, and yeah, it's in Austria, which will be awesome. I've never been to Austria, so that is a new place to go. The course is completely new. It's a new route, which means it's harder to think about pacing because we've got nothing else to compare it to, basically. So there's no, not that I would ever be going for course record, but there's no like course record, there's no previous timings for aid stations, there's nothing. It makes it very unknown, apart from the fact that I've never ran in Austria and there isn't actually a lot of content out there on the race and on the trail, so it's very much unknown for me. That is somewhat quite scary, but also quite cool. Profile is some really, really steep climbs, basically, and then there can be a lot of flat running as well, so it could be quite a fast race. I'm hoping it'll be a fast race. Yeah, I'm not worried about the going ups, to be honest. I think if you speak to most ultra runners, they say they don't really worry about going up. It's a descending, and especially on this low ankle, I'm quite worried about that. But there's quite a few new things that I'll be doing anyway to learn and get experience, because I do still feel like I'm quite inexperienced at things. So like traveling to a new country to race is something I've not done yet, so that'll be something I can be like, I've done this experience, I've seen how traveling will impact my racing. Ideally I would be obviously going 2-3 weeks in advance to run the trails, to test out the course, but we're on a budget and we're going to arrive on the Thursday. We race on the Saturday, so it's a really tight turnover. And yeah, obviously ideally if I was a pro athlete I would be going out and wrecking the course and doing all that, but now we can't do that, so that's okay. And yeah, this training block has obviously not been easy if you've been following me for a while. If not, my 2 previous training blocks have gone really well, and this training block has been, I'd say, quite turbulent, not very smooth. Moving to France, moving to altitude, and that has been something I've struggled with physically, because my body's just not adapted to altitude in the way I had hoped. My ferritin levels dropped pretty low and I dealt with a lot of fatigue. Storm? What? Storm? What? We've had like pretty high levels of fatigue. The snow has lasted longer here than it was meant. It's not meant to, obviously, there's no time scale, but the weather here has been exceptional. So I've not been able to run on the trails that I might have wanted to, or just have the freedom, and I found that really hard off. Something I really do miss about training at home is like, I know the routes, I know what I'm doing, whereas here I still feel quite like I don't know what I'm doing, and I want to make the most of it and do like a new route every time. But it's also the fact is that I want to have my routine in my training. I think a lot of that will come after Mozart, and I will be able to really start to settle in, because hopefully the snow will be gone. I say give it another month and we'll be safe to go right up. Obviously recently I have been rolling my ankle lots, so that has put a spanner in the works for training as well. Like, I managed two good sessions this week, which is a real positive. Still getting, and my heart rate is slowly starting to lift, so that's a positive as well, because with the fatigue my heart rate just was not lifting. We're getting there. And obviously we've had the celiac diagnosis. That's been fun. So it's just been something else I've been navigating with moving countries. I never make things easy for myself. But there is quite a few like positives to come from this. Going into the race, I do feel like, well, one, I will have the altitude benefit. I'm going to drop down to sea level tomorrow to start getting a break from altitude before racing, basically. And the race itself starts at I think 600 meters of sea level, above sea level. So it's not like I'm starting at 1500, 2000. The highest we go is 1700, which is what I'm training at here. So I'm not going to experience, hopefully, any altitude issues racing. So that is a positive. And the trails here are so much more technical than what I've been running in Edinburgh. So I'm hoping that having that, like, you know, extra training time on really technical trails will benefit me as well. And just some mental resilience, I guess. It's been a tough couple of months, and whilst there feels like so much pressure on this race, it also feels like I'm like, it is what it is. We'll see how it goes. Nothing more I can do. I've done the prep that I can, and now I just have to rest. I'm on a rest day today, and feel very anxious. I feel quite anxious filming this actually. I'm not sure why, but it's hard. And I do miss obviously some stuff at home, and there's part of me that feels really guilty that I'm traveling and I'm not traveling home. I'm traveling to another country to race rather than traveling to see my friends and family. One of my really good friends is getting married, so on the same day I'm racing. So it feels like I'm choosing racing over people, which I guess I am. But it feels quite hard when I'm not. I'm not there all the time. And again, these are the sacrifices that you make to move somewhere that is going to really benefit your training. And I just hope that luck's on my side, and that, you know, I get the result that I put time and effort in for. If I don't, it's just, you know, back to the drawing board, another race block, another race prep, and we go again. It's about not giving up. And I think there's definitely been parts in this race block where I've been like, I don't know if this is worth it. Can I do this? Like, really doubting myself. Happy. And I think it's been hard being here and not speaking French, not everything here is hard, because whatever I do, I'm trying to speak in a different language. I don't know. And it's just quite tough. If I was trying to work out like how to see a physio, I finally booked my first sports massage since before the ARC. To see, because I was like, God, I really need to get a sports massage. But I haven't had one since the ARC because it just feels too hard to do here. However, we're doing it, so that's good. And then, yeah, if you are a little ultra nerd like myself, I'm going to talk a little bit about UTMB index scores and how that's changed and impacted my race. And if not, just bypass this bit. But basically, when I entered the race and first came into the race, I wasn't ranked in the elite field at all because I was sitting at 615 points. And UTMB have, so I just wasn't ranked. And my thought was, well, I'll still not be ranked when they change the scores because all the scores will be changing. And now I am ranked 4th. It was actually the third highest UTMB index score, because my index increased to 707 from the 2 races I've done, which I don't feel I've earned that score. But it was interesting because I assumed that everybody would move up, or that I still wouldn't be ranked because everybody would be higher. And I'm trying to take that as a sort of boost that maybe my performances that I have done are not that bad. Yeah, I got my first elite invite to dinner, which is really cool. That was cool. I couldn't go because we're traveling on the day that it's on. We're getting there, but that kind of made me go, ooh, this is exciting. Maybe this could be something I do. Like, it's just these little things that really help, I guess, lift me and keep my hopes alive that this can be something I can do. And hopefully I can make this a part of my career and make moving worth it. But yeah, that's why some ways it's quite scary. Oh my God, I'm sitting 3rd, what the hell? But also, nah, because the race results haven't changed. It's literally just a scoring system. So we'll see what score I get for 100 miles, 100-mile qualifier. And yeah, I guess for me, it's the main thing is I want to go and get experience, but I will be disappointed if I don't get a podium, purely because I want to qualify for UTMB without having to do it in the lottery. I want to qualify through getting a podium for 2027, and I know that probably sounds quite, I don't know what it sounds like, but you know, that's my aim. Like, I'm not going to win the race, I just want a podium. And I think maybe at the ARC, if I could have breathed, I was feeling great, my legs were grand, everything was going good. But again, it doesn't matter, everything's going good and you can't breathe. It'd be the same here. I feel like, oh, everything's going great, but I rolled my foot and it's blown up. And then again, it's like, well, that doesn't matter. We're all running in the same conditions. You can't be like, oh, well, yeah, so what? Move on. So that is my pre-race. Maybe my pre-race. I think I'll do another one when I'm in Austria, talking you guys through my fueling strategy, etc. But that won't go out till after the race. That'll probably be like a full race vlog. And obviously I had planned to do a lot more of the YouTube, but I think just with everything that's been going on, I've just not really had the mental energy to do that or to focus on that. My focus has been on training, has been on getting through the days. And I think that that is, for me, obviously more important. But I would like to get into YouTube a bit more. Which would be really handy if I had somebody following me with a camera, but we don't have that. It's on my list to get better at camera stuff. Just feel very overwhelmed. Not really sure what I'm overwhelmed by, but overwhelmed. But also, I feel like throughout this block, I'm really starting to build my own little team of support people, and that's pretty cool. To know that, you know, I really have got people that have my back and that get me and understand me and have patience with me, because I get frustrated in myself, especially with nutrition, and I'm sure a lot of other people were like, "Come on, Saz." My plan again had been to talk a lot more about that this block, but it's just, I think just moving countries has been a lot, so that has been getting through, and I really hope that over summer, once I've settled a bit more, I've done this race, whatever the outcome, I will be able to delve into the nutritional side of things a lot more, the neurodivergent side of things, because I think that that's where my niche lies, but where I would like to be able to connect with people more. And I do still feel like I'm a little bit lost in the social media space. And yeah, if you have any questions, comments, feedback, please do, as always, let me know. It's all really useful. It's really helpful for me to know what is good, what's not good, and how I can improve. And yeah, I just want to say, like, if you did watch this to the end, I feel like I'm so in my head at the moment that this has been quite a tough video to make. And I just hope that it's fulfilled something. So if you can, please do hit that subscribe, like button. Let me know even if you want a little race kit run through. I think we'll put that all in the full race vlog. Like what I'm planning on feeling with, my race kit, all that. And thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate all your support.